It actually was really sunny in some parts of the area, but that seemed to die down pretty quick anyways. Let's see if I can try to capture it. And with that in mind, what did I read today? In terms of capturing, I guess, the sky and stuff with a drone, there was a new drone release today. It's called the DJI Flip. As you know, there were all those leaks about this drone where it seemed like, for the most part, the Flip name in this drone just deals with the fact that you can flip up the propellers, if that's what you want to say. Overall, in terms of the specs, nothing is too surprising. It seems like most of the stuff that was leaked out is pretty much true here anyways. And ultimately, who is this targeting? From my perspective, it seems like it's an upgrade to the Neo drone that they recently released, where it's meant more for someone just to throw it up there, I suppose, and to quickly get captures of yourself. Except in this case, the camera quality seems a lot better than the Neo. So with all that said, what is the price of this drone? Which is the important thing, as for a lot of average people, if it's too expensive, they'll just pass, correct? Well, it says here for the DJI Flip with the DJI RC N3 is $419. That's essentially the drone with the regular controller. If you want the bundle with the screen controller, it's $579. And the Fly More combo is $699. So overall, it's in the lower price bracket, which should make it more appealing for someone that doesn't want something complicated, again, just to throw it up and capture something anyways. This did come out pretty quickly too, considering, again, that Neo was released just recently as well. So I can imagine a lot of people just not wanting to upgrade, but at the same time, if you were people holding off because you didn't like the quality of it, then I guess perhaps this would be a good option. I know for myself anyways, I tend to want something a little higher quality, so I'd probably wait for something else, for example. And I thought this was kind of interesting. As you know, in the US and around California, there's been all those wildfires happening where they can't contain it for whatever reason. It seems like there's random fires starting in various places, which is kind of suspicious. But in recent times, there was a lot of news everywhere about allegedly a drone smashing into the water bomber plane called the Super Scooper, and people were showing these pictures from the FBI. It seemed like it was a Mini 3 or Mini 4 drone. So it's kind of funny, like with that previous story, could you imagine that type of drone creating that type of hole, which created a lot of skepticism. So I thought it'd be kind of interesting to look into it. What is the odd that a drone like that could actually create that type of damage? And from what I've seen anyways, not a lot of people are actually diving into that. It's more just, for example, oh, they say it crashed into us, that's it, ban them all, it's all your fault. But I think it's kind of interesting actually to ask the questions. So what I tried to do here was just to gather some basic data and have it, I guess, be analyzed to determine, is this realistic in terms of this type of aircraft during that type of operation hitting these types of small drones? What is the odds of it happening? So basically, it's the Super Scooper Canadair CL415, and it says it operates at various speeds depending on the phase of its mission. So during water collection, it says it moves about 100 miles per hour or 160 kilometers an hour while skimming the water's surface. Normal cruise speed is 207 miles per hour or 333 kilometers an hour. And maximum speed is 223 miles per hour or 359 kilometers per hour. And during firefighting operations, the aircraft would likely be flying at speeds between its water collection speed and normal cruise speed. And for the theoretical impact speed, it says assuming a head-on collision between the Super Scooper and a stationary DJI mini drone, the impact speed would be equal to the aircraft speed. However, in a more realistic scenario, the drone would likely be moving as well. That we're not sure because it looked like it got smashed from the back for whatever reason. It says given the operational speeds, a reasonable estimate for the impact speed could range from 100 miles per hour to 207 miles per hour, depending on the specific phase of the firefighting operation. And here's the interesting part about the damage. Is it possible, just based on these specs in an unbiased way? It says the reported 3x6-inch hole in the aircraft's wing caused by a DJI mini drone weighing less than 249 grams is highly unlikely for several reasons. One, the aircraft design. It says the Super Scoopers are built to withstand impacts from various sources, including water pressure during scooping operations. Drone construction, it says the DJI mini drones are primarily made of lightweight plastic and small electronic components, which are not typically capable of penetrating aircraft grade materials. And for the impact dynamics, it says studies have shown that even larger consumer drones, up to 8 pounds, are less damaging than bird strikes of similar weight. The DJI Mini is significantly lighter than this. So with that thought, it says inconsistency with previous research. Extensive studies on drone impacts with aircraft have not demonstrated small consumer drones capable of causing such significant damage. Given these factors, it is highly improbable that a DJI Mini drone could cause a 3 by 6 inch hole in a Super Scooper's wing, even at the aircraft's maximum operational speed. The reported damage appears inconsistent with the known capabilities of small consumer drones and the robust construction of firefighting aircraft. So that's kind of what a lot of people are saying in terms of their skepticism in regards to a drone like this type anyways, causing that type of damage. So what are the other possibilities in terms of theories? And some stuff that was thrown out was, one, it could have been a collision with larger, denser objects like hail or ice chunks at high speeds, impact with debris or foreign objects on the runway during takeoff or landing, structural failure due to metal fatigue or pre-existing damage or damage from ground equipment, or maintenance accidents. And again, there's a skepticism saying here, given the reported damage and the known capabilities of small drones or birds, the scenario described appears inconsistent with typical impact characteristics and the robust construction of firefighting aircraft. And with that said, they say it needs to be investigated. So that's kind of an interesting thought. What would you think of that in regards to these details? Would you be inclined to agree with this, where it doesn't make sense for that type of drone that they've shown to create that kind of damage? Or would you say, nope, that's fully possible, depending on the exact scenario? I know for these types of situations here, this is just based more on a raw data analysis where it says it doesn't make sense. I still remember one story way back. I believe someone was flying a Phantom drone and he crashed into a helicopter, and I guess a piece of the Phantom drone broke. The helicopter didn't seem like it was that damaged at all anyways, but I guess that's kind of like the example this would be implying. Like there it went, I guess you could say, full speed at its normal flight operation, and that drone had no chance. And with that one, I actually remember DJI had all these details about the drone because I guess part of it had some kind of identification part, so they were able to track down exactly when it was manufactured, who they shipped it to, and so forth. And that makes you wonder if they could actually do it in this case too, if they were able to do it in that case. All right. See you guys later.